Hey, what's up, everybody? Once again, my name is DJ, doing what I do, sitting back here on a Monday, chilling. And of course, it's not Monday, but that's my catchphrase, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so we got to jump on my second part of this series, responding back to my man Matt to ask me a really good question, that inspired me to do three videos. This is the second part of the series. The last part was when is it okay to use violence? In my opinion, when is it okay to use violence? This is the second part, and this is about aggression. When is it okay to be aggressive, or should you be aggressive in training? And of course, my next video is going to be how to spar an asshole. Okay, so let's get right into it, man, and get down to the nitty gritty. So for those who didn't watch my last video, you should go back and watch that. So y'all can find out what this video is all about. But just to sum it up, my man asked me a question, and he has a problem using aggressiveness in training and when he spars and when he does Krav Maga. He's a level 1 student, and he is having difficulty using aggression because he's a spiritual person. He's a Christian, he's spiritual, and aggression and fear and anger leads to the dark side. So he don't want to go to the dark side. Yeah, if you're all my Star Wars fans, y'all know about that. So how I'm going to attack this for you, my man, is we're going to do three things. Always three, sometimes more, but today we're going to stick with three, okay? First, I'm going to talk about what aggression is. Then I'm going to talk about why we use aggression when we train in Krav Maga. And then I'm gonna tell you how to better train, and so you have a better peace of mind. Guys, quick interruption. If you haven't already liked, comment, and subscribe to the video, now is a great time to do it. Like the video. Make sure you put a comment down below. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, all those good things. It'll really help the channel and really help, the algorithms so I can keep this information going. All right? Like, comment, subscribe. Let's first start off with the what, okay? A lot of people confuse anger and aggression. Anger and aggression is not the same, okay? They're totally different from each other, okay? Somebody can be angry and not be aggressive. Somebody can be aggressive and not be angry, okay? Anger is a feeling. It's an emotion, okay? I talked about that in the last video, okay, where it ain't really about your feelings. But that's what anger is, okay? Aggression is a behavior, okay? And we can get into the types of aggression and stuff like that, but we're not even going to go down that road, okay? But there's different types of aggression. But aggression is a behavior. It's how you are acting, okay? Anger is how you are feeling. And the two are not related. Although one can lead to the other, the two aren't directly related. So let me explain. Sometimes I'm hitting the bag, right? And I'm, right? And I'm hitting the bag aggressively, but I'm not angry at the bag, okay? I'm just using aggression to make my training more proficient. Okay, so I can use aggression and not be angry. Sometimes somebody done pissed me off. They done made me mad, and I'm angry. But I'm not doing anything I'm not doing anything to anybody. I'm not walking around here yelling and cussing or stuff like that. I'm controlling my anger, right? I'm a Jedi. I'm controlling my anger, so I'm not being aggressive. So the two are not related. So don't think just because you are training aggressively, you're training yourself to be angry, okay? You're not, okay? Although one can lead to the other, they're two entirely different things. I teach my students, and I got this from somebody back in the day online. I forgot who it was, but it was a good phrase, and I've been saying it ever since. I teach my students to do things intentionally and not habitually. Okay. I also teach them that I don't like the word aggression or be aggressive in a word by itself. I put another word in front of it. You have to have controlled aggression. You got to control everything. You got to control your feelings. You got to control your actions. You got to control your behavior. And aggression is a behavior. So I tell them you have to have controlled aggression. To push it even further, you have to have effective controlled aggression. Okay? Because if you're using aggression without effectiveness or without control, that leads you right to the dark side, baby. All right, and you probably lose the fight because you're not thinking. Okay, so you gotta have that effective, controlled aggression. Don't be all rah rah rah. All right, 6 inches between your ears is your best weapon. You have to turn it on and up when the fight starts. You don't turn it down and off. Okay. All right, that's number one. That was the what. That's what aggression is. Now, let me tell you why we use it. Let's go back to Star Wars, okay? A Jedi Master, a true Jedi Master can be very, he can attack with a lot of with a lot of ferociousness. Okay, I'm gonna write that word down. A lot of ferociousness. Without a lot of aggression, but not he's not angry. He's cool, calm, and collective because he's a master. He's a Jedi Master. Okay. I love Star Wars, man. If y'all watch Star Wars, go back and watch Star Wars. Everybody knows Darth Vader. Now, fear, aggression, anger is things that led Darth Vader to the dark side, right? But if you really think about it, not one time in all 3 major movies was Darth Vader angry or aggressive. Think about it. Darth Vader was the coolest character in the whole saga, okay? He was never angry. He was never aggressive. He fought cool. He talked cool. He didn't yell at nobody. He was always cool as a cucumber because he was a Jedi Master first. So he was fighting like he was a Jedi. Unfortunately, he was aggressive before that. That's what led him to the dark side. But when he was with Darth Vader, he was Darth Vader. He was as a Jedi. A master doesn't have to use a lot of aggression, okay, in order to be successful in their actions, okay? But you ain't a master, okay? You're not a master, okay? Most people that train Krav Maga are not masters, okay? And we know that. So we know that most people are not going to be able to come in and go, right? And without having some emotion behind it, okay? So we have to, we put that aggressive, that raw behind the training because the average, let's think about it. The average person that trains Krav Maga comes in maybe 2-3 times a week, trains for about an hour, okay? You get somebody who's a seasoned fighter, comes into his gym 3 hours a day, 5-6 days a week, okay? And years later, he becomes a master. And now he can be cool. That's why, you watch MMA or boxing or whatever, jiu-jitsu, when they get to the upper levels or whatever, they nice and cool. Because the cooler you are, the more controlled you are, the better. And when it's time for them to turn it on, they have controlled, effective aggression when they got them in trouble. But it's always controlled, effective aggression. You can look at the fight at the beginning of the fight and see who's the most controlled and has the most effectiveness with his head, his head on straight. That's usually going to be the winner of the fight. Okay, but people that train, in Military folks, they don't have that type of time. They got to go to boot camp, train for a couple of months, and then they out there fighting. So they teach them to be aggressive because they don't have time to teach them to be masters. Okay, police officers, they go into their little, like, I don't know, however long they go into training, and then they out in the streets, which ain't a really good thing, but they out in the streets, and so they don't have time to teach them. Well, I'm gonna take that off about the police officers because they should take more time, because you don't want them to be, using aggression, because that's not, we ain't even gonna deal with the police officers. But you get what I'm saying. Somebody who doesn't have a lot of time, but they have to be effective, they have to put aggression behind their training. That's why I really push effective, controlled aggression. You have to be effective and you have to be controlled in your actions, because if you don't, that leads to the dark side and accidents happen. Okay? So that's the why we use aggression. Now I'm gonna tell you how to train using it. And I'm gonna tell you, sidebar, you really made me think on this one, man. You really did. Because I don't just put videos out, I do research first. And I'm gonna tell you, I ain't find nothing good about aggression. I'll be real straight up with you. About the word aggression. Everything was bad. Everything was bad, man. They got the types of aggression. Some people say there's 2 types, 3 types, 4 types, but everything was bad, about aggression. Everything, nobody said using aggression, being aggressive is, and they're using it a good connotation, okay? And it really got me thinking, I actually thought that myself. That's why I always say controlled, effective aggression. I didn't like the word aggressive by itself. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way when people train it like that. I think it has to be controlled and effective aggression, but I know the word aggression is a big part of our Krav Maga vocabulary. All right. So let me help you out in how you can use it in your training, right, and be more comfortable so you don't think you're about to lead to the dark side. Here's what you do, okay? Replace the word, okay? So what I mean by that, Matt, is every time your instructor tells you to be aggressive, think about something else, another word. What he's telling you, I'm gonna give you 3 words, always 3, sometimes more, and if y'all got some words, if you're still watching this video, if you have some words that you can use other than aggression, put it down in the comments below. And by the way, like this video too. Press like and put, a comment down in the comments below, okay? So the first word that you can use or replace aggression with is assertive. Every time you hear your instructor say, hey, Matt, you got to be more aggressive, think he's really saying you got to be more assertive, okay? Every time you see him say, hey, man, you got to be more aggressive, what he's really saying is you need to be more relentless in your attack, or relentless in your training, relentless in your sparring, okay? Another one is with more vigor. More vigorous, okay? So you got to be more vigorous in your training, okay? So replace the word aggressive, with one of those 3 words: assertive, relentless, and with vigor, okay? Vigorous, okay? And you may find your training to be more pleasant. All right. So, okay, he said aggressive. He means relentless. So now you're going relentlessly. Okay. He said more aggressive. Now you're going more assertively. Okay. He said more aggressive. Now you're going with more vigor, more vigorous. Okay. And now you don't feel those 3 words wasn't in. Those are Jedi words. Those are not going to lead you to the dark side, and it may make your training better. Okay. So, if you guys have any other words you can replace aggression with to make your training better, don't keep it to yourself. Put it in the comments below. Just put the word. I said a word earlier, and and I was going to write it down, but my pen ran out of ink, and I forgot what the word was. But put forceful. Forceful. That wasn't the word, but forceful is another word. There's a lot of different words you can use instead of being. I think forceful is maybe the best word I said. Use other words. Instead of the word aggressive. Let them use the word aggressive, but when you hear it, I want it to go into your brain as one of those other words. And please, guys, comment and put another word in the comment so my man Matt can have a better experience as he trains with Krav Maga. All right, so I was trying to keep this video under 15 minutes. I'm trying to find out what works. Maybe I can make my video smaller, but I'm going to let y'all go. And stay tuned, man. Got another video coming out, all right? So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm trying to get it up. Trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, all right? Peace. I'm out.